August 16, 1881. Tombstone, Arizona Territory. The height of a heat wave. The streets were nearly deserted. And the heat continued for the 10th straight day.
Oh, boy. I wonder when this is ever going to let up. Hades can't be much hotter.
Well, we're not alone. 105 degrees in New York, and for New York, that's hot. 103 degrees in Kansas City, 109 in Houston, the same in El Paso.
Can't you fellas think of anything else to write about?
Sure. President Grover Cleveland has instructed Secretary of State Baird to invite all the nations of the Western Hemisphere to a conference to discuss common peace and prosperity. That's on page 2. Everybody wants to read about the heat.
I know. It makes people feel better to know that other people are in the same kind of hot stew.
Well, now. Oh, it's awfully hot for a young girl to be out walking around. What can I do for you, ma'am? Here now, are you all right? Oh!
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory.
What happened? I don't know. She's all right, though. Just fainted.
You know who she is?
No.
You're all right, ma'am. Just take it easy.
There's a man who came into the lobby there. Hurry. Please hurry.
Harris, stay with her.
Dead?
Yep. And the cash drawer is empty.
Clean through.
Yeah, but not straight through. Quint, you're about the same size as Jenkins.
Just about?
And I'd say our killer stands well over 6 feet tall.
Why?
Because the bullet passed through the body on a downward angle.
Well over 6 feet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few people in town answer that description. People get into a little trouble every now and then.
Round him up. I want to see him in my office.
Likely.
You feel all right now, Miss...
Mrs. Curtis. Yes, thank you. Much better.
Mrs. Curtis, your husband, is he with you?
My husband died 3 months ago. I'm on my way to visit my sister Lillian in Los Angeles. But in this heat, I've been taking the journey in easy stages.
And you're staying at the American Hotel?
Oh, no, the Grand.
Well, then you were visiting somebody at the American?
Oh, no, I don't know anyone in Tombstone, Sheriff. I was just out walking.
In this heat, ma'am?
Well, I felt so cooped up these last few weeks in stages and hotels that I just felt like the walls were closing in on me.
Miss Curtis, can you tell us anything about the killing? Perhaps describe the man who fired the shot?
Oh, I wish I could, Sheriff. I was just out walking and I felt faint and I walked into the American Hotel and I heard a shot and I fainted and that's all I can remember.
Then you didn't see the man who fired the shot?
No, I didn't see anyone but the clerk.
And that was when you fainted?
Oh, yes, Sheriff, I told you that.
Oh, yes, ma'am, but I thought maybe you might have made a mistake. You see, we found you outside on the boardwalk in front of the hotel.
Well, I must have stumbled out into the street. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yes, well, thank you very much, Mrs. Curtis. We'll talk a little bit later, perhaps tonight when it's cooler. 8 o'clock, my office.
Badge or no badge, Hollister, I'm not going to stand for this. I'm accused of murder.
I haven't accused you yet.
I ain't going to take it. You're going to have to gun me down, Sheriff.
I don't want to have to gun you down, but I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer them.
Told you were drinking too fast for a hot day, Whitcomb. You're bound to get into trouble.
Trouble? The sheriff's trying to fit me for a rope.
Sam, when was the last time you saw him?
When your deputy here pulled him out of the Alhambra.
And how long had he been there?
Since it opened.
Are you sure?
Sheriff, it's a hot day. Too hot to lie.
All right. You.
I need something to wash away this crummy taste.
That kind of washing gives you an awful lot of trouble, Whitcomb. You better take it easy.
I didn't invent this stuff. I only sell it.
What about us?
Let's talk.
I'm thirsty.
You were the first person that saw Lola Curtis.
No, I wasn't. Jenkins' killer saw her before I did.
All right.
Me and Fred here was sitting over at the Oriental for a couple of hours. My clothes were getting kind of sticky with the heat, so I decided to go out and walk around. That's when I heard the shot, found her stretched out in the walk.
You were in the Oriental for a couple of hours and didn't leave? Not even once?
That's right.
Who saw you?
Everybody was there. Why don't you ask them?
I will.
You heard the bartender. It's too hot to lie, Sheriff.
Clay, you have a minute?
What is it?
The out-of-town papers just came in. I found something.
You can go now. We'll talk a little bit later. But don't either one of you leave town. An unknown killer roaming the streets of Houston during the midday heat shot and killed the Wells Fargo office manager.
Same thing in Kansas City, El Paso, and Dodge. Different locations, same crime. In some places, the killer struck more than once.
And look at the dates. This killer, whoever he is headed straight for us.
And now I understand he's here. Fortunately for you, I am also.
Suppose you tell us about our good fortune.
Metcalf is the name, Douglas Metcalf.
And the business, Mr. Metcalf?
The Siesta Killer is my business, Sheriff. I'm an investigator for the Great Southwestern Insurance Company.
Insurance?
Yes. So far, he's hit 5 of the establishments we cover. Our company stands to lose some $27,000. And I stand to lose my job also. So you see, I have quite an incentive.
Yeah, so do I.
Shall we pool our forces for our mutual benefit?
Your credentials, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. What can you tell us about this killer?
Oddly enough, very little, in spite of the fact that I followed his trail here from Houston. He's tall, very elusive. No one has ever seen him. And as far as I can judge, he works alone. However, there is one more point. He not only kills for money, but for the sheer pleasure of killing.
Well, on what do you base that?
Well, most of the murders were unnecessary. Most of the victims were elderly men. Our killer could have accomplished his end by a mere clout on the head, not a bullet.
That's true, Clay. Look at Jenkins.
Jenkins?
Yeah, Mark Jenkins, the clerk at the American Hotel.
If I may, Sheriff, my advice is that you check out every tall stranger in town and any alibi they may have, and no matter how convincing they appear.
What about those two who were in your office a couple of minutes ago?
Adam Craig and Fred Bates?
How long have they been here?
Just a couple of days.
Mr. Metcalf?
I know this man, Sheriff. At least I've seen him before. Houston, wasn't it?
I've never been there. And I've never seen you before either, mister. Now get out of here.
I know it was Houston, Sheriff.
I said get out.
I could testify to it. Yes, indeed. I think at last we found our man.
You didn't have to shoot him. I was standing right next to him.
One of the rules for ripe old age is not to depend on others, not even sheriffs. When a man draws on me, I shoot first. And I might add, I think I've reached the end of my search.
Well, it's too bad we never had a chance to question him. We'll never know for sure now. You, get the coroner. Now, Craig, how long have you known him?
I just met him yesterday. We're staying at the same hotel.
Which one?
The American.
Let's take a walk over to my office.
Blazing hot afternoon of August 16, 1881.
Another empty cash register.
You smell that? Kind of a heavy scent.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Bates is dead, and Craig was with us when it happened. Looks like we've run out of suspects.
Ah, I knew I'd seen him before.
Fred Bailey, wanted for bank robbery in Houston.
As I told you, Sheriff, I never forget a face.
Clay, I just spoke to old man Fennedy. He was in Hafford's saloon opposite the Occidental. He says he heard the shot and looked out the window, but no one came out of that hotel.
The American and the Occidental, 2 hotels, 2 dead bodies, and 2 empty cash drawers in 3 hours. That's quite a day's work.
The question is it enough for him?
Maybe not. Most of the newspaper stories give him a 2-day operation. Houston, El Paso, Dodge.
There's only one way we can play it.
How's that?
We'll try again.
Notice.
Two different hotels, 2 different blocks. And nobody's seen the killer enter or leave.
Each of those hotels has a side entrance.
Yeah. It has to be somebody who knows Tombstone, knows the back alleys. Somebody who's been here more than just a couple of days.
Look, gentlemen, our killer is moving in a southerly direction. First the American Hotel, then the Occidental Hotel. It's my guess that he'll hit this block next, the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Has that a rear entrance?
Yep.
Well, your town is waking up, so I doubt whether he'll try any more today.
And we'll be ready for him if he tries again tomorrow. Gentlemen, let's keep this just to ourselves.
Naturally. Now, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I think I'll go soak in a tub.
Did you notice?
Huh?
In all this heat, his collar isn't even wilted. Now, that's what I call a real cool customer.
Yeah.
Clay, maybe the killer has already left.
No. Somehow I just don't think he has. Well, folks, thank you very much. And if no one has anything to add to what's already been said, I suggest we break this up.
Would you care to join me for dinner, Miss Curtis? One of the features of Tombstone is the plum pudding at the Cosmopolitan, a specialty of the house.
I couldn't, thank you.
It'll give you strength to battle the heat.
No, I just couldn't really. I keep hearing that shot and seeing that poor man fall. I must confess, gentlemen, I'll be glad to be leaving Tombstone.
Well, you're leaving town, Miss Curtis?
Yes, I'm taking the afternoon stage tomorrow at 5.
Well, a word of advice, if you don't mind. Don't leave your hotel room tomorrow until you're ready to check out.
I think I've learned my lesson. Thank you.
Well, if you don't mind, I think I'd better just see you to your hotel room.
Good night.
Good night.
Sheriff, I'd like to stake out the Cosmopolitan with you tomorrow.
All right, Mr. Metcalf, on one condition.
Oh? What's that?
That you don't wear a gun. I want to take the Siesta Killer alive, if possible.
Agreed.
All right. I'll meet you in the hotel lobby around noon.
Fine, thank you. Good night, Sheriff.
Thank you, Mr. Clyburn. Good night.
It was my pleasure, Miss Curtis.
You made a conquest, my dear. The editor likes you.
There's a stage leaving in the morning. Let's take it.
But, Lola, dear, we haven't completed our business.
Well, I'm sick of our business. I'm sick of killing tired little old men. We've had enough.
Money, yes. But I get a lot more out of it. Douglas. Little Douglas. Big men patting me on the head. When they walk, they stretch their legs. I'm like a ridiculous popinjay trying to keep up with them. Mocking me, always mocking
You've
me.
had revenge and pleasure.
My dear, the Siesta Killer is a tall man, well over 6 feet tall. No one ever thinks of a murderer as a little man or a beautiful woman.
I've had enough.
Well, I haven't. You've evidently forgotten our little arrangement, my dear. You wanted money, plenty of it, and I wanted... Now, I've convinced Clay Hollister that the Siesta Killer's next target is the Cosmopolitan. But you will beware.
The Arcade Hotel.
You will leave this hotel exactly at 12 o'clock, noon. And you will exit by the rear door, and you will go to the arcade through the side entrance. You will follow the usual instructions. Is that clear, my dear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Pleasant dreams, my dear.
The morning of August 17, 1881. The mercury had already climbed above 90. You sure you have enough deputies staked out?
Never have enough. Quint, you better get going.
Right, Clint.
What do you think you're doing?
Not enough deputies.
Oh, you stay here. Somebody's got to mind the store.
The desk clerk was most happy to have the day off.
You're unarmed?
Well, you said no guns. That'll do nicely for both of us. Now, from here, you can see both the front entrance and the side entrance. You know, I'm beginning to enjoy this.
Jenkins didn't. Neither did Jim Patches.
Well, in the large scheme of things, they're unimportant. What really matters is the capture of this diabolically clever killer, the Siesta Killer. He's eluded me for 2 months. But now, here we are, waiting for him.
Is this the closest you've ever gotten to him?
Yes.
When was the last time that you crossed paths?
Dodge?
And what happened?
I missed him by 2 days.
Quint, I want you to hold down the desk here. Mr. Metcalf and I are going over to the arcade.
The arcade?
That's right.
But why?
Come on.
While we're here following some stupid hunch of yours, the Siesta Killer is most likely in the lobby of the Cosmopolitan.
Drop the gun, Miss Curtis.
You're wrong, Sheriff. Turn around slowly. Drop it.
Drop your gun behind the desk.
What made you suspect Metcalf and Mrs. Curtis in the first place, Clay?
This? You remember there was a heavy scent of some kind near Jim Patch's body when we found him? I noticed the same thing last night on both Metcalf and Mrs. Curtis.
From that, you surmised there could be some connection.
That and a few other things. And I knew that there was only one safe place left for the Siesta Killer to hit. That is, if Miss Curtis were working with Metcalf. You remember she said last night that she wasn't going to leave her room today? So, since she couldn't go too far and risk being seen, it had to be the Arcade Hotel, just a few doors down from where she was staying.
Well, thanks, Clay.
For what?
You've just given me my headline. Death has a lavender scent.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, October 20, 1883.
Morning, Harris. Town all set for tomorrow?
Yeah, we're kicking up quite a fuss. Welcoming committee, brass band, the works.
Oh, I don't know. Governor Armstrong doesn't strike me as the kind of man who enjoys a formal reception. Gentlemen.
Governor Armstrong.
Mr. Clyburn and Sheriff Hollister, how are you? Been a long time, hasn't it? You know Mr. Owens, our lieutenant governor.
Mr. Owens.
Gentlemen, morning. Say, you're about a day early, aren't you, Governor?
Well, we just figured that if anybody had any ideas about a formal reception, this would sort of head them off. After all, we're here on urgent business.
Yes, Mr. Clyburn, perhaps you could notify the mining people that we're here. Sort of move up the meeting.
I'll be happy to, Mr. Owens.
Excuse me. Telegram for you, Clay. Oh, thank you. Kansas Joe Barton's been released from Yuma Penitentiary. He's due in on the noon stage.
Kansas Joe. That was my last case as a judge, as I recall.
And as I recall, he swore that he'd kill you, no matter how long it took. Well, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I want to make sure that Kansas Joe doesn't slip by his welcoming committee.
Welcoming committee, Sheriff?
Yes, sir. Me.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Noon the same day, October 20, 1883. The territorial governor was in Tombstone, and Kansas Joe Barton, a notorious outlaw who had sworn to kill him, was due into town on the stage from Yuma in a matter of moments.
Hold it, Joe.
What do you want, Hollister?
What are you doing in Tombstone?
Look, I don't have to stand still for questions no more. Not anymore from nobody.
You'll stand still for this one. I'm waiting for an answer.
Well, I heard from one of the other passengers you were expecting an important visitor. Maybe that's why I'm in town. I don't want to pass it by chance to meet him.
Well, I'm here to warn you. You stay out of trouble. That is, unless you liked prison life. Quint, you remember Kansas Joe, what he looks like?
Sure I do.
Good. Tail him. He's in town for some reason. I want to know what.
Right.
You say they first struck water in the contention mine.
About 20 feet below the 500-foot level.
My engineers claim it's an underground lake. Everyone struck water at about the same depth.
We figure we can lick it. 4 or 5 pumps in vertical series, starting at water level.
How deep could you go that way?
Oh, 1,000 feet, maybe more.
Sounds like a costly operation.
We're here for a more important reason, safety. Safety for the working men and safety for the employer. There are certain minimum standards of safety prescribed by law. Unless they're complied with, I refuse to let the men go down to the shafts and work.
And Governor, stock prices are dropping. Don't you think it'd be a good idea if you issued a statement, something to bolster public confidence?
Yes. After all, the facts are in, and I've had time to study them. Well, good day, gentlemen. We'll talk again at the dinner tonight. Thanks for coming.
Okay, Governor. Good
night. Governor? Well, Sheriff, how was your little private reception?
I can't say that Kansas Joe learned any lessons at Yuma.
Remember that day, Governor, that you sentenced him? How he was yelling threats and pulling away from the guards to get at you?
Yes, when you have hoodlums for enemies, I guess it just proves you're doing a good job. Harris, I want to thank you for letting me turn your home into a conference room, not to mention you're having us as house guests.
Well, that's my pleasure, Governor. Now I have a favor to ask of you.
Certainly.
I'd like an advance copy of that speech you're giving tonight.
You already have it.
I already have it.
You're a writer, Harris. I'm counting on you for that speech, too.
You know, Governor, you're getting to be as good a politician as you were a judge.
Telling me.
What are you doing here, Joe?
Look, you don't own this land.
Do you, Joe? Because if you don't, you're trespassing.
I've had a belly full of UN, Hollister. You tell me again and I'll gun you down. Now go on, get out of here.
You must have liked Yuma, Joe. Looks like you're trying to get back there as fast as you can.
And that's about it, Clay.
You think he's setting up some sort of ambush out there?
Could be. Since Kansas Joe worked there before he decided to crack their safe, he should know the mine pretty well.
Well, American number 1 is unsafe. At least for the governor. I vote we don't let him risk it at any cost.
I've eaten too much and I've talked too much for one day. You gentlemen will excuse me. I'd like to turn in.
Good night, Governor.
Governor, might I have a word with you first?
Well, certainly, if it's only a word.
Good night.
Night.
All right, Owens, I'm listening.
Well, sir, I just think we can assume that the new pumps American Mining will put in the mines will be safe.
We'll know that when we inspect the mines tomorrow.
Well, that's another thing, sir. I think it might be wise if we left the inspection of the mines up to the engineers, if I may say so.
No, I'd like to check the extent of the water in that mine myself.
Shareholders stand to be wiped out if you delay issuing a statement that the mines are safe.
And the men who work in those mines stand to lose their lives if that machinery isn't absolutely dependable.
That machinery, sir, has been tested and proved.
Not yet. Not in these mines. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Despite the vigilance of Clay Hollister, an attempt had been made to kill Governor Armstrong, and it had come within inches of being successful.
And suddenly, I knew that there was someone outside that window. Well, then I heard the glass crash, and I rolled off the bed just as a shot was fired.
There's not a sign. Mr. Owens, you say the first sound you heard was the gunshot?
Well, now, that may not be entirely accurate. I was asleep, I was restless, maybe dreaming. It's difficult to separate fact from fancy. Though I do know that I was on my feet when I heard the shot. And I went to the window, and I saw a tall man running for the street.
Tall? Did you notice anything else? His clothes?
No, I'm afraid not. I got the impression, though, that he was young. He had dark hair, like
Kansas Joe. And he might have gotten away from Quint.
Sheriff, I'd like to go with you.
Maybe you'd like to confront him with his intended victim.
All right, Governor.
What do you say, Lawman? Put up a shutter.
Well, I'll call you.
What do you got? Well, nothing much, really. Just a harem. 4 ladies and a 2-eyed king. Telling me can get to be expensive. All right, boys, come on, ante up. Make up Hollister with a couple of jacks.
You usually allow your deputies to associate with criminals?
On occasion. Let the sheriff handle this. How long you been here, Joe?
Ask your bird dog here.
Been at it all night. I'm sorry to say.
All night? How about an hour ago? You leave the game for a while then?
Well, yeah.
Me too. Had to break up a fight out front.
Why?
Because just about that time, somebody took a shot at the governor here.
It's too bad he missed.
Your gun.
It wasn't Joe, Clay. He helped me break up that fight.
Why don't you guys sit down and join us? Your money's as good as anybody else's.
Don't push your luck, Joe. You may need it.
Any openers?
Morning, Quint. Found this under your door. Where's Joe? At the hotel, pounding his ear.
Morning, Sheriff.
Morning.
What's the matter? Armstrong, I won't miss you again. You'll leave Tombstone in a pine box, I promise you. Now can you lock him up?
Who?
Kansas Joe, he wrote this, and you know it.
I can't prove that he wrote it.
No, I suppose not. I guess all you can do is keep your deputy on him.
How's it getting tougher all the time? He knows I'm trailing him.
You're not anymore.
I'm not?
I want you with me today in the mine.
Well, we've got a nice day for it. Looks like the mine people are late.
They're not coming, sir.
Who decided that?
Well, I suddenly remembered that you don't like crowds.
Any other reason?
Yes, sir. Neither do I. Not today.
Quint, Cobb? Let me have that thing. Looks all right to me, Sheriff.
Governor, take a look over in there. Barton, I think you just killed the governor.
Were you trying to frame me for murder?
Hollister! Hollister!
He jumped us from behind, Sheriff. He done it. He bashed his head in with his gun.
Happened so quick, I didn't even have time to do anything about it.
Take it easy. Well, he's lying. He poleaxed him. You gotta believe me.
Fred, take Mr. Owen's gun.
My gun?
You're under arrest.
You mean you're going to take the word of a hoodlum in preference to mine?
That's right. How is he, Harris?
He's got a nasty bash on the head. His pulse is all right, though. We've got to get him to a doctor as soon as we can. Get something to carry him on. Make it quick.
You're making a big mistake, Sheriff, one you'll pay for. How do you explain Barton's being here if it wasn't to kill the governor?
Think back, Mr. Owens, about 4 years back. That payroll that Joe stole, the money was never recovered. Where'd you hide it, Joe?
Well, a friend of mine's got it. Took it to Wichita.
Then what are you doing here?
Well, I was just looking around.
Come on, Joe. Finish digging it up.
Okay, I'll level with you, Hollister. He wasn't a friend of mine. There ain't no money. He stole it from me.
Then maybe Mr. Owens is right. Maybe you did slug the governor.
Yeah, that's right. I did it. Just too bad he's still alive. Now, look, Hollister. I'm ready to take my medicine. You can put the cuffs on.
You heard him, Hollister. He's the one that tried to kill the governor. I've got all the witnesses I need to his confession.
Mr. Owens, you might have got away with this if you hadn't written that note.
That was Kansas Joe's note, and you know it.
I learned 4 years ago that Kansas Joe can't read or write. Put the cuffs on him, Quint. You won't have to make an X when I book you. You can sign your way into prison.
Hello, Card Shark.
Hello, Harris.
9.
I hear Owens talked.
Yeah, when he found out that Armstrong was going to live, he realized he didn't have anything to lose, that he wasn't going to lose already.
What was it? Strictly ambition?
Oh, greed. He put all his money into mining stocks. Figured that when the governor issued the statement that the mines were safe, the stock could go sky high and he'd make a fortune.
Well, then I don't get it. All he had to do was wait.
No, he couldn't. He stood to lose it all. You see, he bought on margin.
Hollister? I suppose you gave my money back to the mining company.
That's right.
I figured when I got out of prison, I'd be a rich man.
Well, the mining company got the go-ahead from the governor today. If you want to get rich, why don't you buy some stock?
Who, me? After what happened to Owens? I think you got a better idea how to make some money.
Oh?
I was wondering if you're a deputy, you might want to play me some more cards.
Your deal.
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, June 3, 1883. Well, getting all ready?
Yeah.
Need any help?
No, thanks, Harris. I'm all packed. Yeah, I guess I won't be needing this for a while.
Stop looking so glum. You earned this vacation the hard way.
Vacation. You know this is old Doc Cunningham's idea. You'd think to hear him talk that I didn't have another good hand.
Look, you've got a good deputy with two hands. You've never taken any time off before, so why don't you just relax and enjoy it?
Yeah. Well, remember, though, if you need me for anything, I'll be staying at the Travers Ranch in Tucson, convalescing.
Tracy meeting you there? You may decide to convalesce forever. Well, give her my best.
All right.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Tucson, June 4, 1883.
What'd you hurry, mister? Wanted to beat the stage into Tucson. Then make it? Mm-hmm. Like a couple of minutes. You had Keel, ain't you? That's right. They gonna hang Willie? They already did. Well, I kind of figured it would. What I read in the Tombstone paper. Can't say as I'm surprised, though. Stick around, Sheriff. You may get a surprise yet. Don't forget what happened to Willie. I don't plan to forget. But you got enough to do in your own town, Hollister?
How you doing, Ike?
Stop one, huh?
Yeah. Say, you haven't seen Tracy Travers around here, have you?
Tracy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's her buckboard over there by the post office. Picking up a mail, more like it.
Thanks.
You staying in Tucson?
Yeah, Travers' house. Why?
Well, this town ain't run like other towns. I run it nice and quiet and peaceful like.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm here.
Well, don't make it too long. Word gets out that you're here not wearing a badge. Every gunslinger in Arizona will come here looking for you.
Well, don't you worry, Ike. If there's trouble, I'll protect you.
Bills. They're all bills.
Miss Travers.
Clay!
Easy now. Take on somebody your own size.
Your arm, I forgot. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm not. Care to try again?
Clay, absolutely not. Look, you're an invalid. You're actually a convalescent.
Oh, you haven't changed a bit.
Your arm's getting better, isn't it?
Yeah, Doc says all it needs is a little rest.
Well, now that doesn't sound very convenient. Just wait till Father sees you. He's gonna compare that arm of yours to all the wounds he got to get. You big oaf! Why don't you watch where you're going?
Oh, I'm sorry, miss. You should take better care of your boyfriend.
Well, you deliberately walked right into
That's
him.
all right, Tracy. There's no harm done.
You're, Clay Hollister, right?
That's right.
I owe you something, lawman. I'm gonna pay up now.
Come on, Clay, let's go now.
No, honey. Let's hear what the man has to say.
The rest of my talk comes out of a gun.
Clay's just trying to bait you. He knows that your gun arm is useless.
You're always ready to shoot when you're wearing your badge. How come you're not interested now?
All right, outside.
Clay, no. You've got no right to challenge a handicapped man that way.
That's right, honey. Take good care of him. Big, brave sheriff from Tombstone can't hide behind his badge. He has to hide behind a woman.
Now, this is just what I mean. Nice, quiet, peaceful town. You show up and the dust starts dancing. I want to get out of here.
Well, I'll try to see that it doesn't happen again. Now, who's your nice, quiet, peaceful citizen?
Oh, that's Ed Keel. Willie Keel's brother.
Oh, I see. I bring in Brother Willie, so he decides he wants to settle the score, huh?
Well, he figures that if you hadn't brought him in, Willie probably wouldn't have got hung. Can't say as I blame him.
Sheriff, for heaven's sakes. Willie Keel shot down 2 innocent men in cold blood, and he was a killer. What do you mean?
Now, forget about it, Tracy. Come on.
You know the trouble with you, Hollister? You've been getting too much attention in Tombstone. You're getting so you can't get along without it. I think...
Sheriff Downey, I think you talk too much. The latest addition to the Travers family.
Quite a family.
Oh, Father and I have wonderful plans for the ranch, Clay.
Oh.
Just wait till you see what I've done to the house. I've completely redecorated the place with my own 2 hands. I painted the walls, I scraped the floors, and I made brand new curtains and slip covers. And I even embroidered a beautiful new lace wagon wheel for the buckboard.
Sounds wonderful. You embroidered a lace what?
Mr. Hollister, your thoughts were 1,000 miles away.
Oh, ma'am, just a couple of miles back.
With that big oaf in the post office, I suppose? Now, look, Clay, will you forget about him now? You're not a lawman anymore. You're on a vacation. You've got no badge. You've got no worries. And you just don't have time for troublemakers.
And as long as I'm not wearing that badge, he's going to be campaigning for a showdown.
But you can't accept any challenges. Your right arm is useless.
All right. Now show me the ranch house, embroidered wagon wheels and all.
You know I expect a complete set of overwhelming compliments about my decorating. Now, you realize that, don't you?
Naturally. You're a woman.
Now, Chris, the living room curtains aren't exactly the color that I wanted.
Tracy.
And the slipcovers could fit a little more tightly.
What about the windows?
Sure. I washed every one of them this morning just for you.
I think you kind of overdid it.
I can't believe it. How could it happen, Clay? Why did it happen? You see, I told you they didn't fit.
Honey, where are the ranch hands?
Out with the cattle, I guess they would. Dad? Dad? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Help me get him on the sofa, Tracy.
Clay, I think he's coming around.
The other rooms haven't been touched. I'll take a look around outside.
Tracy?
Right here, Dad. Don't just lie still. You'll be fine.
No. Can't lie still. I gotta get that fella. I gotta get him.
Did you know who he was, Mr. Travers?
Hey. Who's that?
It's Clay Hollister.
Clay? Oh.
Yes, sir.
Oh, howdy, Clay, howdy. Hey, Clay, that fella get you too?
Oh, no, sir. I got mine someplace else.
Oh, this is a fine welcome we give our house guest. You know, Clay, Tracy's a much better housekeeper than this as a rule.
You just lie easy. You'll feel better.
I can't lay around on my shoulder blades all day. Come on, Tracy, give me a hand up. Give me.
No.
Well, all right, I'll do it myself. Oh. Maybe you're right. I haven't felt this bad since
Gettysburg.
Shiloh. I got hit in the back of the head with a rifle in Shiloh.
Oh, Dad, wasn't it the bayonet wound in the arm?
Then it didn't happen. Yes, I wasn't.
He's feeling much better.
I feel awful.
Sir, can you tell us how it happened?
Clay, I just came in here. I was going to do some bookwork, and see, and then this fellow was in here, and he was smashing up the furniture, and he was breaking the windows and tearing the curtains.
What did he look like?
Oh, he's a big man. Big he was, yeah. It looked like he might have been a saddle tramp, maybe renegade. Anyway, it was somebody didn't get around to a wash basin very often. Oh, and he had a kind of a sort of a gritty voice, you know. Yeah.
That sounds like your friend, Clay.
Friend. Oh, yeah. He knew Clay all right. He kept saying, I'm fixing the place up for Clay Hollister. That dirty coyote. Oh, look what he's done to us, Tracy. All of your work, all of your hard work.
I'll find him, Mr. Travers.
He'll do no such thing.
I didn't hear any. It was a smashing and a busting things up, and I couldn't do a thing to stop him, not a thing. He just kept laughing at me and then pushing me around. And then I was going to go in there and get my rifle, and that's when everything stopped. Just like Gettysburg.
Shiloh, Father.
Mind your manners.
Clay.
If you lend me a horse, I'll be back in a little while.
Oh, you're not going anywhere without me. You've got to help me get Father to the doctor right away.
What are you talking about? I don't need no doctor.
Well, I think you do.
Just talking about it. Just got a little old headache. I never felt better in my life.
Look, I'll ride into town and bring the doctor out here.
Oh, but there's not time for that. Now, no arguments, Father. We've got to get you there right now. Come on, Clay.
Oh, this is a bunch.
Come on.
Anytime you want to settle things, Hollister. Anytime at all.
That's him, Clay. I'd like to take a horsewhip to you, you yellow coward, you.
First things first, old man. Hollister's on the top of the list.
Clay, please don't let him do this to you. Clay, you haven't got a chance with your arm like that.
Don't turn around. Drop the gun. Now! Attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, breaking and entering, destroying personal property. That ought to be worth about 5 years. Where's your horse?
Over there.
Move.
You know, I don't need a doctor anymore, honey.
You're still going, Dad.
No. That's the best cure I ever did see. I tell you, I never felt better in my... Drive easy.
We'll see you at the doctor's office later, Clay.
It won't be long.
You're stepping a little out of bounds, ain't you, Hollister?
I'd like you to arrest this man, Ike.
You take your prisoners in Tombstone. I'll take them here.
Now, look, if you need formal charges, Tracy and her father will sign them.
What charges?
Attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, breaking and entering, damaging personal property.
He's just trying to put me out of his way, Sheriff. You scared of him, Clay?
Yeah, I'm scared stiff. Now, you gonna lock him up, or aren't you?
Look, no pipsqueak sheriff from another county is going to tell me how to run my
I'm not
town.
talking as a lawman now. I'm a private citizen. If you don't do your duty as a sheriff, you're liable for citizen's arrest. And I got your whole nice, quiet town as my witness.
No, I still need charges. And I need them signed.
Well, if you can write them, I'll sign them. Left-handed.
All right, I reckon you're under arrest. Come on.
Well.
Yeah.
How'd everything go?
Fine. Never felt better in my life.
Oh, the doctor said it was just a bad bruise, nothing more.
Yeah. There's a smart young fella in there.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, Clay, he used to be an army doctor. Yeah. Yep, he fought at the Battle of Shiloh, too.
Oh? He remember you?
No. No, he, of course, I did most of my fighting around Gettysburg.
Clay, did you get Keel locked up?
Ah, yeah, much against Downey's better judgment. He wants you folks to drop down there and sign some papers.
We'll do it, but you know, I still say you should have gunned him down when you had the chance to be...
I'm on vacation.
Well, but...
That's right, and look, while we're here, why don't you have the doctor take a look at your arm?
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right now?
Well, there's somebody in there now, but when he comes out, we'll go in.
All right, honey.
Good.
Might speed things up.
Yeah, sure. Oh, well, sit down here. It'll only be a short wait.
Well?
Hollister giving you a hard time, huh?
Not near what I'm going to give him.
I don't know. You're dealing with a pretty big man. Built up quite a reputation in the territory. You don't seem right, though. First your brother, now you.
Well, you were helping him. You did what he told you. You locked me up.
Had to. Formal charges. I got other ideas about taking orders from the sheriff of Tombstone.
What do you mean?
I mean, I may be able to let you out of here if we can reach an agreement.
What kind of an agreement?
Well, Hollister ain't the law here in Tucson. I am. I like the town nice and quiet. If anyone has something they want to settle, I want them to settle it fast. Then I want them out of town.
You got an agreement.
For your information, I'm always within the law. I got you a lawyer. Here's your gun. Wouldn't want to send you out on the street without one, the way he feels about you. Besides, a man's got a right to protect himself. Oh, your horse is out back. I didn't have time to unsaddle him.
Clay. Just take a look out there.
Clay, you just stay right in here. He'll get tired of waiting outside.
You want to bet?
Clay. Clay, give me one of your guns. Go on, give it to me. I haven't had a gun in my hand since
Gettysburg?
No, Shiloh. That's where the real fighting was. Give me...
What are you doing?
I'm getting cured.
Oh, Clay, please don't. You're in no condition. You're in no condition to go out there like that, Clay.
Well, you can't even wiggle a trigger finger. You couldn't...
Well, the muscle's just a little bit bruised.
Oh.
Bruised? It's in shreds.
Look at that. Go on, let's see you wiggle that trigger finger. Go on.
I'll wiggle it for Mr. Keel.
Clay.
Take real good care of your prisoners, Sheriff.
His lawyer showed up with a writ of habeas corpus. I had to release him.
Really? Get that writ mighty quick. The courthouse isn't even open yet.
Well, it isn't exactly a writ. It's an application for one.
You let him go without a judge's signature?
Time-saving device, you understand. In the interest of justice.
Sure.
Thought you had a bad arm.
Did you?
You just came from Doc Wells' office, didn't you? He fixed that arm up? Keel!
You want to see me about anything? Well, there's a funny thing. I could have sworn that you wanted me for something.
No, Hollister. I don't want to see you about anything.
Yeah, honey. So was I. We better go see if that doctor's busy. Could use a new bandage.
Yeah. Sheriff! Just a minute. I want to talk to you. You know, I'm bringing charges against you, Downey, for neglect of duty and for conspiracy and for aiding and abetting and for anything else I can think of.
You have been an accessory to his crimes. You've been a helping Keel with both hands.
Boy, that father of yours. He must have been a real wildcat at Gettysburg. Or was it Shiloh?
Oh, deep down inside, I think he would prefer Tombstone. So would I.
Harris, welcome back.
Thanks.
Arm any better?
Oh, about the same.
Well, then why didn't you stay away longer? Don't you ever think of your health?
Yeah, that's why I'm back on the job. I will never take another vacation if it kills me, and this one almost did.
Well, I guess some people just never learn to relax.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
The morning of May 1, 1883, 10 miles from Tombstone, Arizona Territory. The hunter and the hunted.
Sign there says Jeb Collins Ranch. That's you?
Sign says keep out. Who shot you?
Nobody. I was cleaning my gun and it went off.
Yeah, I'll bet. What do you want?
Water for me and my horse.
There's the well. Take it and get out.
What if you mind giving me a hand?
Haul your own water.
Look, don't let the bad shoulder throw you. Come on over here. And I'll start hauling.
You want me to feed it to you, Jackson? Oh, yeah, I know who you are. But you know what? You don't scare me. Not a bit.
Unbuckle your gun belt. I'll put it down over there. I'll take that water over the horse.
Well, I could have killed you, old man. I guess I owe you something for the water.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. May 1, 1883. Morning. A way station south of Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Bill? Yeah, right over here. What do you need, Clay? Food, drink, or information?
What happened to you?
A scorpion hit me. Yeah, it takes quite a while for that to get out of your blood.
I need a horse, fast. Mine threw a shoe about a mile back.
Well, take that bay with a star on it, hitched up to a corral. You traveling far?
Toward the border.
By yourself?
No, my deputy's bringing a posse a few miles back.
Posse?
Yeah, Leif Jackson and his boys.
Yeah, if you drop down to the desert, there's a lot of open country between here and the Guadalupes. A lone rider's an easy target.
So was that bank teller in Tombstone.
What happened to him?
He's dead.
Dead? Mm-hmm. Well, Jackson's tricky. Real tricky.
He's not against shooting a man in the back. That's what you call tricky. You tell the posse.
I'll tell him.
And a real big scorpion.
Hold your fire! Ride out, or I'll put a bullet between your eyes.
This is the sheriff.
What sheriff?
Hollister, Tombstone.
Huh? Well, stand up so as I can see your star. Come on.
Shoot at everybody that comes riding up here?
There's a sign that says keep out.
There's also a law against killing people. Those weren't warning shots.
No, I thought it was somebody else.
Who?
Jackson. Leif Jackson. I thought he'd come back.
When did he leave?
About an hour ago, maybe more.
What direction?
I don't know. He clobbered me before taking off. But you'll catch him.
Well, what makes you so sure?
He's wounded. Bad. His right shoulder's all shot up.
All right. There should be a posse in here pretty quick. You tell them to follow me, but take it easy with the gunplay, huh? You got any objections if I water my horse and fill my canteen? He might be headed for the desert.
No objections.
May 1, 1883. Sheriff Clay Hollister rode into the forbidding desert between Tombstone and Mexico in pursuit of Leif Jackson, notorious killer.
There's the law. Throw away the gun, come out with your hands up. I'm taking you in. Alive or dead, make up your mind. You got just 1 minute to decide. "30 seconds. "5 seconds. All right, hold your fire, Sheriff. I'm coming out. Throw away the gun. I've seen some unnecessary killing in my time, but that tops them all.
Well, I'm sorry, Sheriff, but I figured it was necessary.
You've just given me another reason to get you back to Tombstone.
You know, Tombstone's about 20 miles from here, Sheriff. It's an awful long walk.
Your blisters will match mine. And from the look of you, I'm in better shape to walk it than you are.
Now, don't be too sure, lawman. You know, that money bag's going to save me from making that trip.
Oh, is that why you killed the horses? Give your boys a chance to catch up with you?
Yep. When they get here, you're going to have a lot more trouble, just them few blisters.
The afternoon of May 1, 1883. Clay Hollister had succeeded in taking Leif Jackson prisoner, but the desert was still his enemy.
Take a break. Don't stop on my account. Even the Army gives a man 10 minutes every hour. Not much less to carry. Let's take a look at that shoulder. Leave it alone. Hey, you're bleeding pretty bad. Well, let it bleed. There's lots more where that come from. It should be bandaged. Look, don't do me no favors, Sheriff.
I'm not. See, I need you on your feet if I'm going to get back to Tombstone.
Take your shirt off. There's one. Easy, easy.
Hold it.
Sit up.
What's the point of all this?
I want to keep you healthy till you hang.
I'm gonna tell you something you ain't gonna believe, Hollister. I never killed a man in my whole life.
I suppose that bank clerk died of old age?
He would have if I had my way. You see, I'm a hold-up man by profession. I'm no killer.
You call what you do a profession?
Yeah. And I'm good at it, too.
So good that you're my prisoner.
Well, that's only temporary. That'll change. As soon as my boys come by, you'll find out which one of the gang is the real killer. Even though I do get all the credit.
Well, thanks. I'll keep my eyes open. Looking right at you.
You do that.
Yeah. Well, I've been expecting you boys.
Who told you we were coming?
The sheriff.
How long ago?
About an hour ago. You're a mighty small posse.
Who said anything about a posse?
Oh. Well. What do you want from me?
What'd the sheriff want here?
Water.
What else?
Nothing. Nothing else.
We asked you a question, mister.
Well, I answered.
But we don't like the answer.
It's like I told you. He asked for water. That's all.
Jackson was here, wasn't he?
No.
And you told the sheriff about him.
No, I didn't.
Now you just can't wait to tell the posse about us, can you?
No, I mind my own business. I don't care about Jackson or the sheriff or the posse.
Welch.
No, look, it's like I've been telling you. No, wait, boys. It ain't none of my business. I didn't have nothing to do with it, boys. Now, wait. I didn't. Please. Now, wait. Please.
Well, now I'm in the mood to get me a sheriff.
I knew something would go wrong. The rest of you wouldn't listen.
What are you talking about?
The money. Jackson's got it all, every cent. We should have split it up back there.
Well, we're going to split it with a posse breeding down on next. We had to separate and meet later.
Maybe Leif will show up with the money. That is, if he isn't on his way to Mexico with it.
There's one thing, Cushman. If he has run out and is on his way to Mexico, I take care of him, understand?
Yeah.
don't understand you, Hollister.
Why?
You got the money? You could go off and leave me, and maybe you'll make it back to Tombstone alive.
I'll make it back, and you'll be with me.
Duty, huh? It really means that much to you, huh? Bring me back. Even if it costs your own life. Huh?
You think about it on the way in. Not here. Come on.
Lucky. Looks like we got Jackson and the sheriff.
Circle around behind him. We'll cover you from here.
All right.
The odds are against you, Hollister.
Odds are against you from the day that you become a sheriff.
They don't think you got a chance either.
Drop it, Hollister. And your gun belt.
Okay, boys.
Looks like you got hit, huh, Jackson?
Yeah.
Give me the satchel. Come on, toss it over. You call it.
Kill him. Jackson, too.
Me?
You'd never make it with that bad shoulder. This way it'll look like you and the sheriff killed each other, if they ever find you. All right, Welch.
It'd be a pleasure.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. That's a laugh.
You got witnesses.
Witnesses? Buzzards?
Posse. Don't. Now it's my turn to ask. Why?
Rather than to be killed, I'd rather be tried for being a robber. That is my profession.
I believe you. Now it's up to the jury.
Well, it looks like our walking days are over.
You come through it all right, Clay?
Yeah, now that I see these horses. You know, a man could die out here and never get found.
You don't know how lucky you are.
Lucky?
We only rode this way because we were attracted by those vultures up there.
That's what I was counting on.
What do you mean?
Jackson, I've been walking you in a circle. When you shot those horses, you set up a kind of a desert telegraph.
I'm sure glad you got the message.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Manitou, Geronimo's head warrior, the man commissioned by the chief of the Apache Nation to carry out his grim acts of violence. Tombstone, Arizona Territory. Early morning, July 26, 1884. The terror ended when Geronimo agreed to a truce in order to discuss a new peace treaty with the United States Army. The first stagecoach in many weeks left Tombstone for Bisbee as the stage line resumed its regular schedule. Mid-morning, Ocotillo Pass.
it too will make the deeds of Geronimo look like the games of children.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. Afternoon, July 26, 1884.
Hear that the Army's going to help us bury our dead.
Sorry about your brother, Hopkins. You can't blame the Army for Geronimo's treachery.
You had no right to order the cavalry back to Fort Huachuca.
It wasn't my decision.
Yeah. We'll dig new graves while the Army passes the buck.
If I had my way, I'd take a patrol into the hills right now, and I wouldn't come back until I got Geronimo.
You might come back with the wrong man, Mac.
What do you mean?
I just don't figure that Geronimo would violate a truce that he himself requested.
Well, whoever it was, this will end the peace talks with the Apaches.
Yeah.
You sent the story?
Geronimo's name will be headlined from coast to coast.
Well, that'll please him. He likes to see his name in print.
Day may come when he won't be so pleased with his publicity.
A telegraph station 20 miles south of Tombstone.
Send this to Tombstone.
Anyone in particular?
For the man who writes newspapers.
Harris Clybourne, you know him?
Send it.
Sure. Sure. You want it to go just like this?
Send it.
You write pretty good English.
I was a prisoner of the Army for 2 years. In the Army, I also learned the speech of the wire. Send only what I write.
Who is this?
The chief of the white man.
Next time, we send message to him. You can have that picture if you want.
Captain, Clay wants to see you. He's in the epitaph office.
What's up?
Something about a telegram.
Want to see me, Clay?
Yeah, Mac. You ever hear the name Monitou?
Yeah. It's one of Geronimo's lieutenants.
Well, this is from Monitou. He's furious because I credited Geronimo with that stagecoach massacre.
He wants to meet you at noon today at the Johansson farm?
Yeah, Mac, can you tell us anything about him?
Well, nothing good. He's a fanatic. Jealous of Geronimo as head of the Apache Nation.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna meet him?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
The meeting will be under a flag of truce.
That won't mean much to Manitou.
But if he is jealous of Geronimo, he won't try anything against the man who can give him a little publicity.
Say, wait a minute. Maybe he wouldn't recognize me.
Yeah, and then again, maybe he might. He doesn't even know us.
Us?
Oh, yeah, I'll be back to pick you up in half an hour. And Mac, if we're not back by sundown, send out the cavalry and the undertaker.
Maybe they won't come.
They'll show. We've been under observation for the last 2 miles.
I didn't see anyone.
You will.
Off your horses! I said off your horses. Surrender your guns. Follow me.
Come, and you do not bring the soldiers. This is wise.
We come in peace, but you take our guns.
We do not need guns for talk.
You got a rifle?
I can be trusted.
What do you want, Manitou?
Your white general will not sign peace with Geronimo. He will sign a peace treaty with me.
Geronimo is chief of renegade Apaches.
Geronimo is an old woman, not fit for ruling over sheep. He is no longer chief of the Apache. It is Manitou. Come. Look. And remember what you see. Write of it in your newspaper. Let the world know of the strength of Manitou. The reign of Manitou is begun. There will be no peace between the white man and the Apache unless your general meets with me. This is the word of Manitou.
Afternoon, July 26, 1884.
Joe? Any news from Manitou?
No, none of the patrols are back in yet.
It'll take the Army a year to check every canyon between here and Fort Huachuca.
Yeah, I know it.
Why doesn't General Crook meet with Manitou? There'll be more killings.
No, that's out of the question, Joe. You give in to Manitou, it would encourage every other renegade Apache to follow in his footsteps.
So what do? Keep count of the dead and wonder when he's going to attack Tombstone?
Joe, I need some help. You got any sheet steel?
Sure. Scrap left over from a mining job I did.
Set it up against the wall, will you?
What have you got in mind?
Well, I've been kicking an idea around all morning. Let's see if it works.
Well, you've wasted your bullets and dented up my steel. Now what?
How much of this you got on hand?
A couple of sheets left over.
Can you get any more?
Well, I've got quite a stack of it at the Lucky Cuss mine. How much do you want?
Would it be possible to line a stagecoach with sheet steel?
A whole stagecoach?
That's right. Well, the lower half.
I guess so. But it wouldn't be practical. Make the coach so heavy you'd never get up any speed.
But it would stop bullets.
Well, there's no guarantee. There might be some weak spots and... Hey, what are you up to?
Here's a rough sketch of what I got in mind. There. The interior of the coach, the driver's well.
You're certainly no artist.
If I get you the steel and some men to help you, how long would it take you to do the job?
A couple of days.
Oh, no, I need this ready to roll by noon tomorrow.
Oh, that's impossible.
It's the only way I can think of to draw him out.
Aren't you?
That's right.
You give me the men and the steel. I'll get you your coach. Noon tomorrow.
McIntyre back yet?
No. What are you setting up?
Special edition. Giving the facts and figures on Manitou.
Well, forget about it. I got something better for you, special edition. Write a big headline and a story announcing the arrival of General Crook in Tombstone. And say that he'll be leaving tomorrow aboard the stagecoach to meet with Geronimo and to sign the peace treaty.
Wait a minute,
And
Clay.
you add that you'll be aboard the stagecoach with the general as a special correspondent covering this historic occasion. Get it out as quick as you can.
Clay, I didn't see General Cook arrive.
Well, neither did I, but don't let that stop you from printing the story.
Just like that. Devote an entire edition of the epitaph to a fake story.
That's not a fake story. Call it bait for Manitou, and we'll be ready if he takes it. I'll explain it to you later. Right now, I gotta see a blacksmith about an iron stagecoach.
Good. Iron stagecoach.
Read what the white man says of Manitou. Read!
General Crook has come to Tombstone. Tomorrow at noon he takes a coach. And he will talk peace with Geronimo.
Geronimo!
He does not mention your name.
Geronimo! Tomorrow, we ride. General Crook will meet with Manitou. But there will be no peace.
Well, here it is. The heaviest, clumsiest, most impractical stagecoach in the world. Solid steel, with doors to match. Watch this. Safe and snug as a baby in its cradle. I got up this idea all by myself. Oh, what do you think? Ingenious.
I'll drive. You and Harris and my deputy will ride inside. Then it's up to Manitou.
If he attacks.
Oh, he'll attack. The chance of assassinating both General Crook and this double-crossing editor here will be a temptation that he won't be able to resist.
When does the general arrive?
He doesn't. I'm counting on you to impersonate him.
Gentlemen, I never turned down a promotion.
I've got a personal score to settle with Montague. My brother.
Glad to have you with us.
Up, Rowdy!
Wait till I get closer. Now! Manitou! Tell your men to surrender. What a very pretty sight, even when you win.
Quite a mob down at the livery stable.
Yeah?
Hoskins is charging 2 bits a head for a close look at the iron coach. Are you going to have it dismantled?
Uh-uh.
Well, you won't have any need for it now that Geronimo signed that peace treaty.
Yeah, but the stage company says we can keep it in mothballs just in case Geronimo changes his mind.
What are you looking for?
I was looking for Monitu's name.
It's in there. He wanted recognition. I've given it to him. On page 4 in the obituary column.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, August 3, 1882. Sam, did you ever hear the name Nate Storm?
Outlaw?
Yeah. State of Kansas.
Don't know anything about him.
Are you sure you don't know anything about him? Nate Storm?
I might have heard someone mention it in here.
Who? Who mentioned it?
Someone. I don't remember exactly who.
Oh, come on, Sam.
I got work to do.
Harris? Oh, hello, Corey.
I heard you wanted to talk to me.
Yes, I did. Didn't expect the advisor to the town council to come looking for me in saloons, though.
Oh, we go into saloons sometime. Have to keep up on what's happening in town. Sam, join me in a drink?
Oh, no, thanks. I would like some information, though, if you have it.
Shoot.
Corey, did you ever hear of a man named Nate Storm?
No. No, I haven't.
I might have.
Might have? What do you mean, Harding?
I mean, I might have. One time or another. What do you say to a game of poker?
All right, Harding. Let's make it fast, though. My wife's in town with me. I don't want to keep her waiting.
Won't take any time at all.
Excuse me.
Sure.
Maybe a friend here would like to join us.
A little poker, Harris?
Oh, no, thanks. Some of the time.
You sure? You'll be playing in good company.
Yeah, I know. Too good. Harding, if there is anything you can tell me about Nate Storm.
There isn't. Not now, anyway.
Well, I'll have a little fun, huh?
Yeah, lots of it.
Maybe you better go back to work. Improve your disposition. Say, how's it coming?
Oh, fine. How's what coming?
Well, your series of articles, famous bad men of the Old West.
Clay, did you ever hear of Nate Storm?
Yeah, once.
Well, my research leads me to believe he could be living in Tombstone. Under an assumed name, of course.
Are you serious?
I sure am. I've tracked him this far and no further.
Well, if that's true, Harris, then it's my business. Maybe you better tell me what you know about him.
All right, I will. After I get my exclusive. Journalism and not the law is going to flush out Mr. Nate Storm.
Proving what?
Just that it's my story.
Look, Harris, I don't care whose story it is. I just don't want to see your name in your own obituary column.
Well, you won't. Who'd write it? An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. A short time later, the same day, August 3, 1882.
Hi, Carl. All I have is 2 little pair. You still seem to have better than $100 in your stack, Muldoon.
With my luck, I don't think that means too much. Let's get on with it, Hardy.
Cold hands for the stack.
Fine, just you and me. Let's leave your boys out of it.
Suits me.
That's an odd combination. Muldoon and Harding.
It's happened before. Seems like every time Muldoon comes in here, Harding baits him in the plane. Don't make any difference who he's with. Muldoon don't seem to be able to say no.
And I suppose Muldoon always loses, huh?
Seems like it.
Tell me something, Sam. Would you ever play poker with Long Harding?
Not on your life.
Say, when Harris Clyburn was in here earlier, who'd he talk to?
Harding and Muldoon. Asked him about Nate Storm.
Did they know anything about it?
Seems like Harding did.
Well, Jack of Diamonds and his brother. Beats me. Another day, another dollar.
Corey. Hello, Clay. Mind if I walk a few steps with you?
Official or social?
Social, mostly. Corey, you ever hear of a man by the name of Nate Storm?
Why do you ask me?
Well, you've been around Tombstone longer than most everybody else.
Oh, Liza.
Sorry, I got delayed.
I haven't really been waiting long. Just finished my shopping a while ago. Hello, Clay.
Miss Muldoon?
See my man off safely?
Corey.
Tell me something. Why do you do it?
Do what?
Play poker against Long Harding? Understand it's happened before.
Well, my only vice, I guess. The way some people like to step up with a gun against Jesse James, I like to step up against a professional gambler.
You haven't answered my question.
Which question?
If you ever knew or heard of a man by the name of Nate Storm.
Rings some kind of a bell, but that's all. I might have read it in the epitaph. I'll see you later, Clay.
Bye, sir.
How much do you know about this Nate Storm?
You read the epitaph, Clay. Just keep on reading, and eventually you'll find out.
Oh, no, I'm not as interested in what's going to happen eventually as I am in what you know right now.
Right now, there's nothing I can tell you.
Well, maybe as a good citizen like the kind you write about in your editorials, you'd like to let the law in on what you have so far?
All right. Why not?
Oh, there's not very much, is there? Kansas area mostly wanted for a killing.
I told you there wasn't much.
Well, you don't even have a description. Age, height, nothing. How do you expect to find him?
I expect to send this telegram and find out. And now, since I seem to be your only source of information, why don't you get out of here and let me get back to work?
You don't need an exclusive story. You need a long, long vacation.
It's open.
Real hard-working spread you got here.
It's mine. I run it the way I like.
Does it support you?
That's my business.
Oh, I thought poker was your business.
You got law to settle out with me.
No, I want to know what you know about a man by the name of Nate Storm.
Can't say I ever heard the name.
You heard it. I understand it was mentioned to you earlier at the Oriental Saloon.
Oh. Oh, that's why it did sound kind of familiar.
Look, Harding, I'm asking you as the sheriff. This is important. You better think before you answer.
I never heard of him before today.
Thanks.
I don't mind that editor nosing around. But with the sheriff in it, too, I don't like it.
What's going on there? Clay!
Oh. Yes. I sure want to.
You better watch out. Your name doesn't appear in the obituaries.
Would you? My guns. Would you mind getting them?
August 4, 1882. Early morning.
Morning, Clay. What happened to you? Lose something?
No.
You lost a rowel out of your spur. You learn your manners from your boss. Come on, let's see if this fits. Yeah, Gaxton, fits just fine. Let's go. And I'll talk to you later.
They wire you anything new from the east about Nate Storm?
No, Clay, not yet. What's up?
Well, I can't waste time. I gotta see a man.
Long Harding?
Yeah, you pick him too?
Sure, no visible means of support. Lives high off the hog like he has a pile hidden somewhere. Besides that, I don't like him.
I told you, Long. He pulled the boot up and fitted the rowel right into the spur. He knows it was Gaxton and me. And he knows who we worked for.
Time had to run out someday. Well, I'm heading for Muldane's ranch. No more poker. No more pulling the big boys into a lousy little game. Just one final great big bite. We'll leave for the border as soon as I get back. Anybody comes snooping while I'm gone, you chase them away, here? Hold it.
Get up.
I don't know what you're looking for, but you're not gonna find it.
Don't go away. I'll be back for you later.
No, Harding. You were paid a year ago. You've taken enough extra money from me and my friends in your poker games. Now, where does it stop?
Right here, with the 10,000. Now open the safe.
No, Harding.
No?
We made a deal and I paid you. Your poker games have kept me broke. If I empty my safe for you, I can't pay my hands this month.
This is it. The last and final. It'll save you money in the end.
And I suppose after you blow this, you'll never come back for more.
How'd you like the people of Tombstone to find out they got Nate Storm for advisor to the town council?
I'll finally tell them if you force me.
And what'll you tell your wife when a marshal comes riding down from Kansas and takes you riding back with him?
Hey!
was riding into town for you.
Long Harding with your husband?
Yes, I've got to tell you. My husband is
Nate
really...
Storm, yeah, I know.
Harding's with him, trying to drive his final bargain of blackmail. I'm afraid.
I understand Nate Storm can take care of himself.
No, I'm afraid my husband will kill Harding.
More.
What do you want? The silver out of my teeth?
There's no better than 8,000 on the table.
You bled me for almost a year now. And if I hadn't worried about my wife, you wouldn't have lasted a week. I'll be happy to take what you can get now and get out on your own feet.
You don't worry me, Moldine. Your gun is rusty.
Take it and get out.
Got me an idea, Corey. You rustle around and pick up your silverware. Maybe your wife's got some jewelry. Stuff like that.
That won't be necessary.
That's a funny thing, Moldine. All of a sudden, we're on the same side. And that makes it 2 to 1, Hollister. You see, you can buy me off, Moldine, with your blackmail. The sheriff's more dangerous to you. He's a strong, honest man. You can't buy him off.
What do you say, Corey? You've always been my friend, Clay. Would you...
See, Corey? He's your friend, and I'm your enemy. So he's gonna make you a nice present. 5 years in Kansas.
Clay, you're wanted, Corey. I gotta take you in.
I know he's fast, Corey, but it's 2 against 1. I want the money, and you want your freedom.
Go for him, Corey! I swore I'd never shoot a man again. Not even in self-defense. Certainly, Clay, not you.
Well, I guess I don't get to take the money.
Nope.
Then I just as well mosey along.
No.
Nope.
In the Arizona Territory, blackmail is just 1 step below horse stealing. Now, I'm going to take you. Which way'll it be? Easy way?
You want your friend Nate Storm? Sure. You can have him. Either way. Now, push all that money into 1 tight stack, Corey. Now.
No.
No, Cowboy! Give me the money!
Guess a woman's scream is still quite a weapon.
I'm ready, Clay.
For you, Clay.
Well, if I'd known that, I would have hurried things up.
What things?
Lots of things. This is our man.
Muldine's our man?
This is Nate Storm.
Well, well, well. I guess that's the only part of the story I didn't have.
You just lost me.
That's what I was waiting to tell you. That wire finally came from the east. Corey, the law in Kansas thinks Nate Storm ought to know. They proved that killing was in self-defense 4 years ago.
The witness?
He came forward several years later, when he thought he had nothing more to fear.
Well, guess I won't need these after all.
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
What, getting an exclusive story?
Well, getting one with a happy ending.
Yeah, that is kind of unusual for Tombstone.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Outside Tombstone, Arizona Territory, June 8, 1883, early morning. The Tombstone Bank had been robbed and the teller shot and killed by the fleeing gunman. Halt! Cut off somewhere.
We'd have seen them. They're out there somewhere in that rubble hiding, watching us.
They can't stay there.
I don't know. Past year, I've followed one after another of them just this far, and then they disappear.
Somebody hiding them?
Yeah, that's my guess. Let's try to draw them out, pull back, make them think they lost us. Follow him. See who they're doing business with. Cover me, I'm riding in.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory.
Caught a rotten ricochet.
I'll be all right. You get a good look at him? Good enough. The Burnett brothers, Horn and Hugh. Get away.
soon as the sheriff gives up, I give you the high sign and have horses cashed for you on your way to Mexico.
What about some of that grub you just got paid for?
As soon as I get your horses mixed in with mine in the corral. Incidentally, I'm the only one you deal with around here. Well,
you had some trouble?
What do you mean, trouble?
Well, somebody's ridden these horses awful hard.
Well, that's Mrs. Me. I haven't had time to rub them out yet. She rides like a man, that woman of mine. Miss Gunther?
Boy, aren't women wonderful? If it had been me, I'd have come in looking worse than the horses.
I was just telling Clay about how hard you ride my horses.
Yes, as soon as we got in, I freshened up. Left poor Will here to do all the work.
Well, I was worried when I saw the horses that you might have had a brush with the Burnett's.
Who?
The Burnett brothers. They robbed the bank at Tombstone, killed the teller.
Caught them?
Almost. So then they shot Harris Clyburn in the leg. The bullet might have hit the bone. I'll need a wagon and some help to get him back to the doctor. He's not very far from here.
Well, I do have a wagon, but...
Will, dear, I'll be all right.
I'll hitch it up.
Easy.
Can make it? Well, I guess you don't need me anymore.
Thanks for the wagon.
Welcome.
I'll have you in town taken care of by dark. And I'll take care of the Burnetts.
As I remember it, you got everything for a man with a sweet tooth.
Is that why you left Tucson without saying goodbye?
Doesn't appear like you've been pining much, Mrs. Gunther, ma'am.
All right, Hugh. I never expected to see you again.
So you, up and got married, huh? Even found yourself a husband and started a little business. Yeah, this'll keep you warm.
Horn in broad daylight.
Oh, it's coming dark.
Your brother's probably listening.
He probably is.
Why do you torture him?
Well, he has to get over you. I told him that the minute I saw you in Tucson. You got over him, didn't you?
You made me forget him. And everyone else.
Maybe that's why I ran without saying goodbye.
I know now you don't want marriage, and neither do I. Not with Will.
So what do we got?
Everything we had before.
that about, you?
Taking my share. From now on, I'm taking my share of everything.
Well, you know she's too rich for your blood, you. You learned that a long time ago, didn't you?
Yeah, she wouldn't have been if it hadn't been for you. As soon as I get out of this hole, I'm on my own.
Well, I told you 100 times, you're gonna end up with a rope around your neck or a bullet in your back. And leave me alone in a cruel world. Now, you don't call that brotherly, do you?
Shut up!
Well, let's get out of here.
What'll you do with the Burnett's?
We'll send them on their way.
What about the sheriff? For all you know, he's maybe still hunting for them.
But I told you as soon as we had enough money, we'd get out of here. Well, we have enough money. Paris first, huh?
You go. I'll stay with the Burnett's.
I knew it. Now, which one?
You don't seem to understand what I mean, do you? You throw them to the law, and the rest won't let you live to see Paris. Oh, and Will, you ever lay a hand to me again, I'll walk out on you. You want to hold on to me. You treat me like a lady.
Well, thanks for walking me home.
You do still love me.
Yeah, sure.
What's the matter?
Well, you said he was running out on me. I guess he meant it. I'll see you later.
Horn! Come on up.
Time to go?
That's right, it is. You got more than you paid for here.
What do you mean?
You and my wife.
Look, let's be sensible.
That's right, it is.
Hold it. Hand it over. Put it in the bag, by the handle. That's for my brother if I ever see him again. Now show me the way to Mexico. Not all the way, just far enough. You'll be back before that lovely wife of yours knows you're even gone. Now get going.
Relief forces camped out ahead, Harvey?
Right behind Spring Rock, just like I said. You can't miss them.
Well, I guess I won't need you anymore. I could kill you, but I'll let you go on living a slow death. Worrying about every man that even looks at Viola. Oh, if you see that fool brother of mine, send him along after me. I'll be waiting for him.
Oh, I will.
That yours?
Yeah. Glad you're here, Clay.
How'd it happen?
Well, I heard a ruckus out here last night. I came out, and this fella jumped me.
He's one of the Burnett's, you know.
The outlaws?
That's right.
Well, maybe I won't have to stand trial for this.
He might even get a medal, if that's the way it happened. Was the other brother here, too?
I don't know. It could have been. When I got up this morning, one of my good horses was gone. That's where I've been. Out looking for him. No trail, no sign, nothing. He's probably plumb out of the country by now. Well, come on in the house, Clay.
Viola? Clay Hollister's here.
I guess she must have overslept the excitement of last night and all.
Viola? Viola?
She's gone. She's gone.
Yeah. With Horn, Burnett. Looks like you killed the wrong man.
That's right. But I'm going to kill the right one.
No, Will, you're under arrest.
Just don't try to stop me, Clay.
Put away the rifle, Will.
Don't try it, Clay.
I unloaded it.
At least Viola got away.
Yeah. Yeah, with another man.
I'll get him.
Sure, if you know where he is.
Clay, I know where he is. I'll take you to him.
I don't know, Will. I'm supposed to take you to jail.
But he's a killer, Clay. What about the bank money?
Yeah?
My wife's with him.
All right, Will.
You know, if he gets across the border, I can't touch him. He won't make the border, I can promise you that.
Horn? Where are you, Horn?
Figured I was a goner, did you?
What do you mean?
That husband of yours. There'll be fresh horses waiting in the corral.
Will.
And the sheriff. I guess Will wants us both dead.
Let me kill him. You stay right here where I can see you. If you make one move for those horses, I'll shoot you as quick as he would.
Bernard! Throw down your gun and come out! Next time I shoot for keeps.
Oh, boy.
Look, Sheriff, let's talk sense. This is a standoff. You go your way and I'll go mine. All right, you'll show yourself before I do.
Horn? Horn!
Drop the gun, Will.
Move aside, Viola. You won't move.
Don't do it.
You'll live.
Yeah. I'm afraid I will.
Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory. Whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, April 9, 1888.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to open an account.
Yes, indeed, sir. And how much would you plan to deposit?
200. The name's Loring. Jim Loring.
Well, hello, Clay. Man, you look pushed. How'd it go?
Does 7 days in the saddle ever go?
I withdraw the question.
Taggart.
His name's Loring. Been in town close to a week. Cattle buyer, I think.
No. He's Bert Taggart. At least that's the name he used the last time he was tried.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Sheriff Clay Hollister had good reason to be uneasy. The notorious Bert Taggart was in Tombstone. After making a careful check of his activities since he had arrived, Hollister confronted him.
Hold it a minute. Talking to me, Sheriff?
That's right, Taggart.
My name's Loring, Sheriff.
Loring, Brown, Smith, you can call yourself any name you want. You're still Bert Taggart.
So?
So what do you want in Tombstone? Why? Well, I just want to warn you. First wrong move you make, you're in trouble. Is that clear?
Cool customer.
Yeah. Just found out something about him.
What?
He's opened an account at the bank. A small account.
Uh-huh. Like taking coals to Newcastle.
Uh-huh. Withdrawals more in his line.
Doesn't prove anything, though, does it?
Other than I can put him in jail for. Taggart's no run-of-the-mill gun hand, no petty thief. He's engineered some of the biggest crimes in this territory. He's up to one now.
And smart enough not to get caught.
So far.
Early morning, April 10. Sheriff Clay Hollister continued to keep a careful check on Bert Taggart's activities.
Going somewhere, Taggart?
What's it look like?
What's your hurry?
I don't like the way it smells around here. Not good enough for you?
It's in the saddlebags.
10 Star don't play with me unless you want to get yourself in a lot of trouble.
The saddlebags, Taggart. Open them up.
Why, you two-bit.
What's this, Taggart? What does it look like? Looks like you're under arrest. Under what charge? Illegal possession of explosives, assault on a peace officer. Let's go. Everything out of your pockets on the desk. That Everett? Yeah. About that. It's just a letter. Desk. You show it. Don't you? On the desk. Watch it. It better be here when I get out. It will be. Just a couple lines. Near the crossroads south of Naco. Contact. No signature, just the letter D. Mexico. Yeah, postmark Nogales.
That could mean anything or nothing.
Nothing. Take a look at that.
Dynamite? 40%. Whew, that's potent stuff.
Potent enough to blow the doors off of any safe in the country.
Hey, Sheriff. Come here a minute, will you?
Let's go see what he wants. I'm listening.
I suppose you read that letter. It's from Juan Diego.
Diego?
The Tiger of Sonora.
I've heard of him.
Let's put our cards on the table, Hollister. Maybe we can make a deal.
Now, you're doing the talking.
You turn me loose, and I'll give you my word I'll steer clear of Tombstone.
That doesn't sound like much of a deal from where I stand.
It will. You see, Juan Diego plans to go political. Now, that requires money, Sheriff, for guns. Guns for an army.
That's Mexico's problem.
Is it? You see, Juan Diego plans to get that money on this side of the border. That's where I come in. 5 years ago, I set up a few jobs for his brother, Ramon. That watch that you took, he gave it to me. It's engraved on the inside. To my good friend Bert Taggart from Ramon Diego.
Ramon Diego's dead, isn't he? Yeah, 2 years ago in Agua Prieta. He was found in a gutter. No, Taggart, I still don't see a deal.
Tombstone's the richest town in the territory. Diego knows that. Now, if I don't show up, he's liable to come into this town and try to take it with his guns instead of my brains. He'll rip this town apart at the seams. Now, if you let me go, I'll swear I'll keep Diego and his killers out of Tombstone. He'll listen to me. He knows my reputation.
Knows it? Haven't you ever worked with him before?
No, just his brother Ramon. I've never met Juan Diego. But like I said, he knows my reputation. We made our deal by letter. Well?
I'll think about it.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to figure. With me in jail, your people get killed out on the streets. Or me out of jail, there's no trouble.
Well, he's got a point, Clay.
There's one big flaw in his argument, Harris. If it isn't Tombstone, it'd be some other town. Besides, he'd never keep his word. Taggart never met one Diego, huh?
Well, that's what he said.
With Taggart's papers, this letter, his watch, I could pass myself off as Taggart now, right? I mean, we're about the same age, height.
That's loco, Clay. It's like sticking your head in a lion's
Well, sure,
mouth.
it's a risk, but if it pays off, it's worth it, isn't it?
And if you lose?
Diego loses with me. And there won't be any towns butchered.
Well, it's a long chance, but it's the only one we've got. Diego's only interested in money. If he can get it without a fight for it, so much the better. You tell the telegraph operator the signal will be when the line goes dead. Clay says he's going to manage to cut it somehow.
Yeah, and when that happens, I want a ring of men around the bank. But out of sight. We don't want to tip our hands until we're ready. You got it?
Yeah.
See you later.
Good luck. Clay Hollister had assumed Bert Taggart's identity. Tombstone's life was at stake, and so was his own.
Your name?
Taggart?
Get on your horse. General Diego will be glad to see you.
General?
Yes. El Tigre de Sonora now is the General.
Who made him a general?
He did. Why? Get on your horse.
Are you the gringo who calls himself Taggart? When your brother, Ramon, gave me this, he called me compañero, not gringo. Ramon is dead. Speak no more of him.
I have heard of this dynamite. It is said that one little stick is more powerful than a cask of black powder.
That's right, General. Used properly, that little bundle of dynamite can do more damage to a safe than a whole wagon load of powder.
Teniente.
Sí, mi General.
Right to the main camp. See that the men are ready to move at daybreak.
Oh, wait a minute, General. You're not planning on taking your whole outfit, are you?
Why?
Well, that's just asking for trouble. Somebody's bound to spot a whole army on the move. A few men can move faster and less liable to be spotted.
There's much truth in what he says, mi General.
I will think of it. The morning will bring my decision.
Oh, you're the general.
Muy bien, Sargento, nos vamos para el campo. Vamos sin perder tiempo. Vamos sin perder tiempo.
All right, that ought to do it. Give me the broom. slugged me while he was cleaning out his cell. And he knows right where to find Diego.
He hasn't got a start. Maybe we can run him down.
There isn't a horse in the territory can run down that buckskin he stole.
That's for sure. What are we going to do?
All we can do is wait. And hope Taggart breaks his neck.
Now, from 5:30 to 6:30 in the morning, there's nobody on the streets. Town's buttoned up. That gives us an hour to do a job that shouldn't take more than 20 minutes.
That will only take a handful. The rest of my army can spend its time more profitably.
How?
An army needs cattle for food. But most of all, we need money. How do we get inside the bank building?
Well, this alley leads around behind the bank. That back door shouldn't be too hard to force. We'll leave 2 men in the alley to guard against surprise. And you, me, and 2 other men will do the inside work. 4 o'clock, General. Time we got moving. We are ready.
General! General! Mire!
If I do not need the money for my army, I would kill you both. One of you is lying. The question is, which one?
I swear. He's an imposter. I'm Taggart.
Silence. You have the watch, the letter.
I told you how he got him.
And what is more, you gave us the plan.
It's my plan. All right. If you won't kill him, I will.
Maybe he was Taggart. Maybe we find out for sure after you have done your part and we get the money. Give me your guns.
What's the idea?
You said yourself there wouldn't be any need for guns if we followed your plans, Senor Taggart. Do you feel differently now?
No, just so long as I get them back afterwards. They're a matched set. I wouldn't want to lose them.
You will get them back, gringo. But if you are not Taggart, we will bury you with them.
Teniente, traigan los caballos y vámonos.
A los caballos.
5:10. Give it another try.
Still open. Well, I guess we can call it a night. If he was coming, it'd be cut by now.
You're probably right. I think I'll stick around a while just in case. If anything does happen, I know where to get hold of you.
Well, you know how to shut the key. I'll leave it open.
It is 5:30. Your plan was to cut the wire, was it not? Like you said, in this way they cannot alert other towns until after we are gone.
That's the plan.
Well, I think we change it. Later, after we get the money from the bank, we cut the wire. You agree?
No, I don't.
Correct me if I'm in error. If someone were in the telegraph office and the wire was cut, that could be a signal, no?
What are you getting at?
It's very simple. If this is a trap, you will be the first to die. Is that understood, gringo?
Understood.
I just had an amusing thought. If that other fellow was telling the truth, you, the sheriff, will be robbing your own town. Adelante.
Dame la barra.
Clay under the gun in there. Diego must suspect something. What are we going to do? We wait.
Something wrong, gringo? Just a little bit nervous. You got a smoke? Thanks. What now?
It'd be best if you could move it a couple of feet away from the wall.
Why would that be? Do what he says and be silent, both of you.
Another foot, we got it. You should have brought some of your bigger men along, General.
Push, Antonio. Push, Jorge.
Just a little bit more should do it.
Push, you fools. We haven't got all day.
Let me give you a hand. got a match?
It is with sincere gratitude the Mexican government expresses appreciation of your efforts in capturing the bandit known as El Tigre de Sonora. A detachment of troops will arrive at the international border to receive custody of your prisoner on the 19th of this month. Yours in friendship, Armando Ramirez, Secretario Particular to El Presidente Porfirio Diaz. You ought to frame this, Clay. Next time you go jump on the border after some gunman, it might come in handy.
All right, General. Let's go.
You will pay for this, gringo.
Sure. Sure.
Juan Diego, self-made general. I wonder what makes him do it.
I don't know. At least he'll get a military funeral in front of a firing squad.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me